All right, hello and welcome everybody. This is Baka-Talk here. I am Pyrolis, your host of the day, and with me, as always, I have Boomyan,
Hello, everybody.
and I've got Weez Chan.
I'm here.
And today, we're just going to be talking. Today, for the first off, I've got a comparison. I started reading the Overlord manga,
Nice.
and I like the manga art better than the anime art. So
Nice.
I'm going to be sending some samples to the group chat, so that way you guys can look at it. And for the folks listening, feel free to Google unless you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I was just going to say, of course, Pyrolis would be the only one to do a visual comparison on an audio-only podcast.
I said use Google.
we can describe it in excruciating detail.
So I've just sent the stuff from the manga that I've saved. I've only got like chapter 5 so far.
Why is the first picture of an Aigago face?
That's not a
That-
big
she's
That's just smiling.
Isn't that her tongue sticking out?
No,
her tongue's
it's
in
just
her
her mouth being revealed.
Although she doesn't have any bottom teeth, which is kind of weird, but
I
some
think that's
people
her
just don't
tongue
have
over the teeth. I'm pretty sure her tongue's sticking out.
I
I
don't
think
think that's an Hago.
it's over her teeth, but it's under her lip.
But like the art in that first one, like the corner where it's Ainzul going, like what? Like that art there. I don't know. And like the way they have this scene is a whole different from the anime, and I appreciate that.
Okay, so to describe the what, there's Ainzu being a derpy skeleton.
Yeah,
And what's this girl's name?
Albedo.
Albedo, just like sparkling, like looking at her, and you only see like the back of like her hair, and he's just like, "What?"
Like you don't really
Derpy
see
skeleton's great.
I just got the reference for her name.
that. Yeah, yeah. Well, like originally she was supposed to be like a. Am I allowed to say it?
A succubus?
Well, she's a succubus, yeah, but she's supposed to be like the succubus trait.
Yeah.
Yeah, supposed to be that where she's like all seductive and sleeps around a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
But he changed that to loves Momonga, which is his character's name.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she's called Albedo because yeah.
That artwork of the thing monster getting like blown to bits is cool.
Well, like the fact that you don't really see in the anime, you don't see a whole lot of like the derp skeleton. Like you don't see small little comedy things like that. And I really like that because of the contrast from this style to let's go to something. I like the different contrast,
That is interesting. That's something. It's weird that they didn't translate that to the anime because like Full Metal Alchemist they did.
Well,
lot of
I've
shows they
always
do.
been a proponent for less of that in shows. So knowing that the manga did this and knowing what the anime did, I much appreciated that they didn't do that in the anime. That would ruin a lot of scenes to me.
I like it because it's like it's the mental image of the character's self, in my opinion of it.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
I like it.
I think it's kind of, to my opinion, I think it's stupid.
But also, this started in the second chapter, but if you look at the last picture at the bottom, it says this image is being hosted at, then it gives the site, and it says we take no credit for the creation or editing of this image. All rights belong to the original publisher and mangaka. While we hosted this for free, please don't forget to support the mangaka in any way that you can once his or her work becomes available for retail sale in your region. Adding to my point of last week that I'm okay with translating.
I see. Yeah, this is where. Yeah. it
Yeah.
makes sense.
They started doing that like every page on chapter 2, and it's not like invasive or anything. It's barely noticeable.
Yeah.
So
I have to say, whenever there's a to be continued at the like last
you think
panel
JoJo
of
music.
a manga, I just think of dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
I'm going to be honest, and the art is good. It's not bad art, but it's, I don't know. Maybe I'm being an art snob, but it's nothing special. I've seen, this is very classic, just manga art to me.
The
Oh,
derpy
it's-
skeleton is pretty funny.
It's a lot different from a lot of the other manga art I've seen personally. Like for example, Sheltier. Her face is a lot different from the manga to the anime.
Well, yeah, and they
Not only
usually
that-
have that. If you look at like a certain magical or a certain scientific railgun, the manga compared to the anime is way different.
Well,
And A lot of anime adaptations do that.
I was just about to say, like, I haven't really seen that style of drawing in a lot of the other manga I've read.
I mean, her face is probably the most unique thing in this whole panel.
This
To
was
me-
originally a light novel. Did they adapt the anime first or the manga first?
I'm not sure. I know a lot of times they'll go from light novel to manga, then anime, but sometimes when light novel gets really popular, then they'll jump into anime, then go manga.
Yeah.
Judging by the art, I'm guessing they did manga and then anime.
It's hard to tell because it could either be they copied the anime or the anime copied the manga.
Right.
You know, I like it personally, and the manga explains it. I don't know if it's because I can read it instead of listening to it, but like there's a lot more that was explained to me in the first chapter than when I was watching the anime.
Well, there's a lot more dialogue,
Yeah.
mainly in mangas compared to anime. Unless you have like a really dialogue focused show.
Steins Gate.
Well, I'm sure even Steins Gate leaves a lot out. But I don't know.
Steins Gate definitely leaves a ton out from its original source material.
I'm looking at the anime right now, and yeah, it's kind of like that classic isekai anime style, but it's good.
Well, especially like the.
I don't think Overlord has ever been known for their breathtaking.
Oh no, I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying in comparison to the anime, I prefer the manga art.
Yeah.
It is the only thing I'm mentioning. I'm not saying it's breathtaking or anything.
Manga
like
art
this?
definitely gives a different vibe.
Yeah.
In this scene, you don't really see that in the anime. Like, it's a different creature
Yeah, the
entirely, if I
monster
remember
getting,
right.
like,
Which would make sense because a creature like that is super hard to do in an anime style. And then to make it move as well, like that's pretty hard.
Well, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's cool.
ooh,
There's
them-
page titles. Do you want to shout off the page titles to people so that way they can know what
so
we're actually looking at?
We're looking at the first picture is chapter 1, page 29. The next image is chapter 1, page 30. After that is chapter 1, page 34. We got chapter 1, page 43, that's the one with the monster on it. Shaltir is in on chapter 1, page 47.
I think your thing has different because if you look at the actual images of the pages, they're at 188.
Oh, I'm not looking at that. I'm just looking at this up top here.
Oh, the actual manga pages for people start at there's 183,
Well, I don't know, because some of these have those numbers and some don't.
184. Well, it's because the way they're cropped. Some are cropped weird. Like I'm pretty sure like this bottom one of Sheltier bowing to Eins is cropped. They cropped out the page numbers so that way they could put in their please don't ban us jargon.
I'm not sure if that's the page number though, because this is chapter 1. It doesn't make sense for 200, like page 202 to be in chapter 1.
Okay, I don't know why the numbers are there then.
random numbers.
Probably random numbers.
It might be more please don't copyright us jargon.
Please don't, this soundboard.
After that, I got chapter 1, page 57. Chapter 1, page 58. And then chapter 2, page 5 is the last one there.
So
Okay.
the manga and anime practically started at the same time. The manga adaptation started in 2014, and the anime adaptation started running in 2015.
Okay.
So pretty much both at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, it still makes sense for them to have very different art styles because anime
does
art
make
style
sense.
is very hard to do.
They're definitely
manga.
both copied from the light novel, which is
Yeah.
interesting. And they probably work together because they're definitely working on it on the same
I
time.
wonder what the original light novel art was like.
I don't know. Look it up.
That's what I'm
I
doing.
guess it's just like the cover art, so
Well, cover art and then there's insert pages
yeah.
to show different scenes because I guess I hear, because I haven't read very many light novels, but a lot of light novels are kind of bad at describing certain things.
Mm,
So,
I'm sure it's awkward them being translated to English too.
oh yeah, I'm sure. Especially when you can like see the kanji for cloud and then realize that cloud could mean 12 different things.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of the manga is in chapter 1. I should have it.
It would make sense that that translating it is weird too, because they can just be so direct with just like cloud. Like a lot of Japanese, it can be very direct and just be like cloud sky.
Yeah.
Like you don't need a ton of punctuation and grammar and stuff for that. So you could make it like really simple and just be like building, almost like a script. I don't know how they do that stuff in different languages, but
I would have to think, from the little bit I know of languages, translating from any language to English is probably the hardest thing, because English has such of a descriptive format.
Yeah, there's so many different words you can use to make it sound differently. Like there's so many synonyms, so it's.
And then we implement tone, and we implement.
And just like you can read something and just kind of feel like it's well written, and just the words they use and everything just sound good together. There's that to it. There's a lot.
Have you seen Overlord, Weez?
No, I haven't.
I didn't think so. Boom. In Overlord, do you remember at any point them saying why it's called Overlord? Like explaining it?
I've only seen season 1, dude.
Oh. Well, as far as I can remember, I don't remember them saying anything about that. But in Overlord, the manga, chapter 1, episode, page 58, at the bottom it says, "I am the one who surpassed death," and then in parentheses, Overlord.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, oh, that's why it's called Overlord. You know, that just like explained.
Explain the title. That's like the big mystery in the show. It's just like, why is it?
I've honestly always asked that, like, why is it called Overlord?
Yeah, there's a lot of shows where it's like, why is it called this? Like, some of them really are obvious, so like Demon Slayer or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's just the thing. But some of them are just like, what the heck? Why is it even called this?
And then you got names like I Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah, and it's like, it's like, okay, I guess I know what's going on.
Yeah.
No, you have no idea what's going on. Did you guys know that's actually a time travel anime?
You have no idea.
Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking of something.
All I know about that is one girl goes invisible at the beginning, and then in one episode she parades around in a bunny girl outfit to see if people will notice her, and they don't. And
besides for one dude.
And that's the only bunny girl stuff in it.
It's actually about theoretical physics and time travel and stuff, from what I understand.
That's sick.
Now that I know that, I might actually watch this.
Sounds like Attack on Titan's about that too, because that got spoiled hard.
Not for me.
Everyone's like, I'm just like minding my own business, and everyone's like, time travel and.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what they're talking about.
Titans
yes.
time travel from the past.
So I'm
no, not
interested
really. But
what it
Wait,
is
is
exactly,
that legit?
But...
Kind of.
I've never watched it.
It's something, I don't want to spoil it because it's from the previous episode, or 2 episodes ago technically. But it is pretty cool. It makes no sense to me.
That's why the dad disappeared.
It has to do with the different Titans. Like, what are you at in Attack on Titan?
I got to the female Titan.
Okay,
I'm
so
super
you realize how the female Titan has a different ability, supposedly, than like what Eren has, and then like
so far they haven't fought yet. All I've gotten to is the female Titans just like breaking through their ranks or whatever.
Oh, they haven't fought it. Oh, dang it. Okay.
I mean, they kind of fought it, but it was mostly just them like hooking onto her and then her just like killing.
Well, that's not Eren fighting the female Titan.
No,
that's a cool scene.
You're saying all this. I'm thinking of a Slap on Titan's version of this.
Anyways, it's not really that much of a spoiler, but like all the Titans have like their own kind of special ability.
Yeah.
And
at least the special Titans do. The other Titans are just
the other Titans are just stupid.
Eren's is to be a pompous, ignorant. And
No, Eren's is something different, and that's what you will find out in season 4. So
nice. I'm excited to see what happens. So far, I really like the show. It's the one part that I'm in right now is really cool, where they have like this whole system of like where everyone's gonna be on this like map, and then like, oh, there's a Titan over there, so we shoot a flare, and then he's like, okay, direction this way.
Prepare for that to be used once and only once.
That was cool. I figured it would probably only be for like this specific thing, but it was really cool that
it was cool,
like all the setup and everything, and then no one really knows where Eren is.
Yeah.
Like Like it there's a lot of details in that that's like, that's cool.
When a military show uses military tactics once,
Yeah.
never again.
They use military tactics, but like, I don't know. I was expecting the show to be more about them going out and doing that type of stuff.
Mm.
And then the show just takes a totally different turn. And
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, okay, I
I've-
guess
I've
we
heard
don't
about that
get
too.
to see that much.
Not
The
gonna lie.
Titans are such a great enemy
Yeah.
because they're so hateable. Like the idea that this like stupid faced monster thing that's like looks completely ridiculous is like humanity's like greatest foe that can just like kill them all is so irritating.
You know how they got so far? They look so stupid and irritating that we wasted all their ammo on shooting the first one, so we had no more ammo left
Yep.
for the rest of them.
It's kind of funny. The Titans actually, you come to feel bad for them a lot.
Really
Yes.
interesting. I'm excited to see how they're gonna make me feel bad. for
Just
them.
wait till the scientist lady comes in.
She's cool.
I've gotten to the scientist lady,
Oh, have you?
and she's insane.
Have you gotten to the part with her two pet Titans?
Yes,
Okay.
they got killed, and she was just like, "Ree!" And then
Great.
then Jotaro, what's that guy? The commander of the Survey Corps.
Yeah. Erwin?
Arrow, yeah, him. He's voiced by Jotaro. So
Yeah.
it's really hard for me not to hear Jotaro. Like, Levi is voiced by Yato, but he sounds so different that it like I don't even put him like I rarely sometimes I think about it. It's like, ooh, that's Yato's voice actor.
You're
I
both
like
gods of war.
I like yes, I like his voice. But Jotaro, I just hear Jotaro every time. It's like this is oh no, I'm getting that thing where you watch too many things and then you just like that's a character from Lego Ninjago.
You son of a we will not mention
I don't
that.
know how you can differentiate the different voices for Japanese actors. I still have a hard time. I don't know if it's because I kind of blank out the voices sometimes.
I
or
can
what.
I don't know. Some of them are really distinct and I can tell right away. Like Aaron is voiced by Yukine and I could tell at the beginning of the story, but later on as he keeps going, I wouldn't be able to make the distinction because at the beginning he had some parts where he was younger and so he had more of that like whiny kid voice thing. So I was like,
Yeah.
hey, that's Yukine. And then later on he's just like, I'm gonna kill all the Titans. So it's like, yeah, that doesn't sound like Yukine
Yeah,
at all.
right.
And every voice line is just like so but yeah, Yato's voice actor, I knew he played Levi before, and so then when I heard him it was just like, yep, I can tell it's his voice. But he also plays him so differently because he's
I hate the world.
yeah, he's pretty epic. I really like Levi. Levi's probably my favorite character so far.
Yeah, Levi is my favorite character. Once you see his backstory, it gets even better.
Yeah, they did hint at his backstory that he was some kind of like crime thing before
Yeah.
he became a Titan hunter, so
Once you see
he's
him
really cool.
go from kicking Aaron in the face to cleaning a house like a mom, it just settles the heart.
That's true. That does happen. He's just like, yeah, he just like beats the crap out of him and this is kind of like, yeah, sorry about that, but it proved our point and it like figured everything out.
And now you can help me clean this house. Put on your women gear.
That scene where he beats the crap out of Aaron, I was expecting them to be more like, hey, this guy, you know, if he was gonna like turn into a Titan and kill us all, he would have done it already. I just beat the crap out of him, and he's weak. I can take him down, but he didn't really go like that. But it still worked.
He assumed the audience would figure that out.
Yeah.
So, what anime did you watch this week then? Just
I
Attack
watched
on Titan?
Attack
or-
on Titan, and I'm caught up on Platinum End.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Still can't believe Platinum End's not done yet, though.
Yeah, it's got like 3 or 4 more episodes.
Wow. So, is it a full 24 episode?
Yep.
Okay. That's actually really surprising.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like that was going to end real quickly. Are they doing the whole story?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Because they finished the first half of the show and the second half of the show are completely different, like, stories.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Like, the first half was all this, like, main villain and they have to take this guy down. Then the second half of the story is just like, we're going to try to get everyone together and just get this thing over with. And then this one professor guy is like, here's my theory of actually what's going on. There's more of just like a mystery thing of like what actually is the God selection process thing.
That's kind of funny because it sounds a little bit like Death Note.
I was about to say, it's almost like the guy wrote Death Note too.
Yeah, exactly.
It is kind of like that. It's almost like Death Note at home.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I feel like part of what Death Note is like all the characters are perfect. They're like exactly who they are, and they don't really change or anything. They're just that person, which they're really interesting because they're all like perfect in their messed up kind of like own way, but they always have like a perfect ideology of like, this is what I'm doing. The characters in Platinum End, it feels like the author was like, I don't want to do this like perfect character, I want more character development and growth and stuff, and just made these like messed up like they have their ideals, but their ideals are like so dumb, and then they're kind of like growing and slightly changing throughout the like the story. So
no one can love my sister, only I can. Killed her.
Yeah, the villain guy. But the main character's whole thing that people have hated from the beginning is just like, I refuse to kill anyone. Even though this guy's like a mass murderer. So because of that, I think a lot of people hated the show at the beginning, but it got better. I don't know. It's weird. It really depends on the ending. If the ending's really good and like the big whatever the twist is, because there has to be some twist at the end that's gonna like work everything out. Either the big twist is gonna be really great, or the show's just gonna kind of be mediocre.
Watch the MC snap and just kill everyone. Everyone. Annihilate.
That is part of like this thing of this ending thing. The logic just doesn't make sense, but we'll see we'll see what happens.
He has a bad cup of Joe and just snaps.
He's just like, I'm sick of it. I'm gonna become God now. You all die.
He just murders it because like no one expects him to. So he just walks in, bang, 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 bang. Everyone's gone.
But what happened is, this is gonna be big spoilers for Platinum End's latest episode. But this one professor guy, who is the last God candidate that they didn't know, comes up and he's like, okay, here's my theory. God doesn't exist. He was created by like energy, kind of like origami thing, but like he's created by energy, and then as less and less people believed in him over time, his like energy was dissipating, so he used his energy to like create these angels and start this God selection process so he'd have more energy or whatever. He's like, that's my current theory. And then they're like, okay, so what do we do?
How does it help us now?
Yeah, that seems like like besides for backstory, that doesn't add anything to the plot whatsoever.
So, and then the angels are over there just like, huh. And it's like, what are the angels thinking? What's going on?
I haven't seen him before. Have you, Chuck? No, I haven't seen him before.
I'm interested in it. It's weird.
I find it funny that Platinum End and Death Note are just polar opposites of each other.
Yeah.
Like, one is about a kid that becomes technically God, but the god of death.
Yeah.
He becomes the ultimate what is the gods of death name? Shinigamis. And then it sounds like Platinum End is about a bunch of people that get these powers supposedly to do good, but they end up just like being horrible human beings, and
they're
still
kind of just like mediocre human beings. Like, the one girl is just like, the red arrow makes people fall in love with her, and she's just like, whatever happens, I just want to keep my red arrow so I can live a life of luxury for the rest of my life.
Right.
And so there's characters like in Death Note, you never had any characters like that. They were always like very set on their goals. You know, even the most side characters were just like, I'm from the FBI and I'm like a brilliant detective or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was super smart. In this show, it's just like this one kid is just kind of like, I want to have fun. And then there's like the girl that's just like, I want to live a life of luxury, and this other kid that's super depressed that's like, I want to they all like state what they'll do if they become God, and the one kid's just like, he's like super depressed. He's like, I'll make a world where people can just kill themselves whenever they want really easily without any pain, and people will praise them for it.
Nice.
Instead of looked down upon. And then like different people are just like, I'd change the world in this way, I'd change the world in this way. And then the main character is just like, I would just do nothing. Which is amazing. The main character has gotten way better. But like his end thing, everyone's like, I'll make the world a better place or whatever, or I'll just like do whatever to my whims. And the main character's like, I just won't do anything. People need to stand on their own 2 feet, which is pretty epic.
Nice. That sounds pretty cool.
But
Watch light come out of nowhere as the action god.
Yes.
Like, yeah, no, I'm actually the god that created this this thing.
There's references like Sakura Network.
Yeah.
It is like the network like thing
So
in
it
this
is the
world.
same universe.
So it's like the same universe. There's also, they said the angels said, which is like, who knows if the angels are lying or what's going on. But the angels said whoever becomes God can erase the existence of this selection process. So they can make it where it never happened at all. And they would still be God and like go through all that, but it would just, you have power over it or whatever. So there's like that where they could just, so it could have been that there were other selections and they were just erased from memory.
Right.
But like if the Death Note thing happened, then it just straight up happened. And that would be epic if they just found another. Ryuk just throws down a notebook and it's like, these people seem kind of powerful. They also revealed their identities too. It would be
to
awesome.
the world?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because they have angel wings, which are,
very noticeable.
they're just, no, they can't, nobody can see them except God.
Oh, okay.
Candidates. And then they have white arrows, which kill people, some of them do, and red arrows, which make people fall in love with them. With their angel wings, though, they can basically just teleport. They can fly around the world in like a second or whatever.
Okay.
So they're like Superman powers, like thing. If someone shoots at them, they're just like bullet, wee. And so because of that, like normal weapons don't really do anything. So they're just kind of like, we'll show our faces. We'll prove we're not trying to hurt people.
Right.
This is just a thing that happened to us. And yeah, so it'd be epic if just Ryuk just dropped a notebook and then the main character found it and he's just like, I'm gonna become God now in both ways.
Or Misaki's cult just appears out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah, Misa's.
You're gonna be controlled now.
That would be amazing. Misa just the
Misa
second to last episode, Misa just shows up and he's just like, I will kill you all.
Or seduces the god candidate so that when they become god, bring back light.
Yeah, and just Death Note 2 coming soon.
2.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. You could totally remake Death Note and put it in modern day and see like how he would have to respond differently.
Because,
Yeah.
well, social media would be bigger.
Yeah, 'cause, like,
Social media, I mean, the internet would just be bigger.
like
Getting the names of people would be a lot easier.
his whole thing in like the train probably wouldn't work. Like in the Death Note one shot where it takes place in modern day and the one kid sells the Death Note to Trump, which is kind of funny. The well, I guess not modern day anymore. A couple years ago, it takes place. In that one, the main character of that one is like, he gets the notebook and then he's just like, I'm gonna sell it because that's better. I don't want to kill people. I just want some money. So, in that one, he mentions that like, what Light did, he couldn't have done exactly the same right now because of how technology is advanced and there's cameras everywhere. You know,
Right.
he would have been found if he did the same things. But he's like, he was smart enough that he would have figured ways around that and he still would have done like the exact same thing. he
Right,
would have done,
yeah.
pretty much. So it would be interesting just to see him in different like time periods. What if he just gets reincarnated? That'd be epic.
That's what I mean. Just Misa takes over the new god. Like, bring him back.
Light goes to the world in what's that anime?
Death Parade.
Death Parade.
Yeah.
Gets reincarnated, comes back, kills more people. What if he's done that through all?
Wait a
throughout
second. Well, we all know that they get reincarnated as a barnacle.
history? Right.
Angel Beach is in a different world than this, I'm pretty sure.
It's a different. Maybe like all these are real, but just when you get reincarnated, you just get thrown
What
into, like
anime? Oh, it was Death Parade.
Yeah.
So obviously he gets reincarnated in Death Parade, doesn't he?
Yeah, because when he goes into the elevator, one girl's like, well, I'm just going to join the one guy. We're going to fall into the void
Right.
forever. It's like, what?
He was like,
So he
if-
goes up.
He said you could save yourself or whatever if you condemn this guy to be like trapped in the void, and she ended up getting thrown in the void, so he
Yes.
would have gotten reincarnated. Light's coming back. Death Note 2.
Death Note 2.
Death Note 2.
Well,
Now it's 2.
Kind of
Death
glad that
Notes.
girl got voided, by the way. I don't
yeah,
like
she was
it too
kind of
much.
annoying. Anyways,
Random.
we're gonna take a break, and then
Ad
we'll be right
time.
back.
Ice
So,
cream time.
hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
At time.
And we're back from break, everybody. Weez is trying to troll Boom, as per usual.
I did. We stopped recording and then we started up again. We
Yeah.
reset because we weren't talking about anything. And so
Yeah,
at
we
the
stared at
beginning
each
of
other
that
for
recording, I hit the soundboard where Boom says, "Please don't,"
Yeah.
and then he just muted
He
it.
muted it, yeah. He muted the
The
soundboard. part.
soundboard's muted. He's gonna mute my mic now. He's just gonna be like, "I'm doing this." He's telling all our secrets.
Other than that,
That's
Now
how
he
good
has to
like.
hit like 5 buttons before
I
it
have
plays.
to. I have to hit this button, hit this button, slide it up, and then press the button. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
other than that, we were on break. We had a fun break. We had not Rupert floats. We had Dr. Pepper floats.
Yes, they were
Weez
good.
had one Baja float along with his other
Yes, that was also
Dr. Pepper
good.
float. We cheered up Boom with a mixture of food and sugar and caffeine.
Yep.
So now he's smiling, back to his smiley Boom self.
I'm still depressed, but yes.
Smiley.
So
Boom.
he's the Boom right before Nagasaki.
He's the normal Boom. Instead of extra down Boom.
That's fair. Also, I noticed you're using a laptop today instead of the desktop. Is there a reason as per that?
Because I don't have to record on any of the computers anymore.
That's fair.
So
But
I might as well just use my laptop.
Can you still cast to that with a laptop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
I was just curious. You
It
don't
is a
have to. We're
pretty
not-
picture that
we
you
don't-
have as your desktop image.
We don't really have anything. Well, I mean, I guess now we do, because I guess the military new poster girl is an anime
Right.
figure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're already seen that.
I was just
so.
gonna say, what are we gonna talk?
Yeah, I have seen that. But yeah, no. So the army did that.
There was-
is it
yeah.
specifically the
It was
Marines
the
that did that?
Marines.
The Marine
Yeah.
Recruitment Office. They used to have this old recruitment poster that was of a guy, and it was like very old, like 50s art style, propaganda art style.
Yeah.
And it's a Marine in full uniform carrying, I think it's an M1 Grand rifle. And it says U.S. Marines at the top in bold lettering, and that says active service, land, sea, air. And it's like a classic military poster. It looks pretty cool. And then they updated it, and it's a anime girl, and it still has the classic pose of the anime girl walking in the full Marine uniform, same gun and everything. But then it says active service on land and sea, and it says enlist at marines.com. So they used an anime girl as the new recruitment poster
It's pretty epic.
do you
for
guys feel about this?
reasons. I don't know. I feel like it's a half-hearted attempt at trying to recruit the geek culture.
They should make a Marine anime.
There's probably some Marine guy that like works at the propaganda department, and he's just like, I like anime. What should we do differently to get people interested?
Like, instead of those boring and stupid Go Army commercials, they should have anime for their commercials.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm happy they're doing Army instead of those stupid different commercials that they've had on lately, where it's like talking about random people. Like they look weaker than like a normal geek,
Yeah.
and they're like, I joined the military because of free college. And it's just like,
Yeah, I don't.
what?
I don't know. I feel that like the fact of joining a military for free college is a bad reason to join.
It is, because if you're expecting just to get free college out of it, then you are surely going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
I feel like you should join the military to protect the country.
It's
Yes.
something you need to want it to do.
Yeah.
Because that is, I do not envy people that do that.
I
No.
almost joined the military just for free college myself, and then I realized that was a really bad idea.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it, but then we started this.
Generally, like, you
Not
don't
for free
want to
college.
do something that you absolutely hate doing just
Yeah.
because it's something else. Like, you don't want a job that pays really well, but you absolutely hate and loathe it every single day. Like, you'd rather take something that pays less, but you can actually enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I
It'll
was
make you
gonna do it.
happier overall.
I was gonna do it because I enjoy firearms,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm gonna go play
And
with
that, yeah,
guns.
that makes sense. It'd be something you're more interested in.
But we did
The
this.
U.S. military is also something weird about recruitment. Is we have a different government office every 4 years almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of have to think the enlistment period is like 6 years.
Mhm.
So like if you enlist in a time saying say you enlisted in a time where the government was like kind of part of your political beliefs, right?
Well, like we can also use me as an example again, because when I was going to enlist, it was during the era of Trump.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I was going to enlist, because I felt like it was a better military back then.
Yeah.
I stopped because the election was coming up, and I realized that he might not be the next president.
Right. You didn't really know who was going to be president.
Yeah, and I don't want to follow under a leader I don't agree with.
Right. So that's one thing. But to go back to the funny anime poster, I think it's something silly that it's one recruitment tent. I don't know. This could have been in a... Okay, who's around him? What? Who's around him? It looks to be... Wait a second. This is a really low quality photo, but I believe this is all Asians around him. I think he might be Asian. I can't tell with the mask and the...
Yeah, I can't tell where.
So is this just in like what? I'm confused.
It would have to be
what?
in America because
Yeah, they don't recruit in other
don't recruit.
countries.
That would be epic though.
But is this like in what would be the
other
equivalent, like
countries.
Chinatown?
Yeah, Chinatown.
Could be something.
That's where a bunch of Asians, not just China people, not people, Chinese.
Yes,
live.
all the Asians live in Chinatown.
This
boom.
might be the only
No,
episode.
how
it's
it
a
works.
density of
Yeah.
Asian.
This is going to be the only episode that's not monetized due to something I didn't
This is
do.
gonna be the only episode that gets like taken off in 5 years.
Yeah.
Because I can't say proper words.
But no, I'm looking at the picture now, and not going to lie, I'd let her Full Metal Jacket me.
Shoot yourself in the head?
No, the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket. I forget his name.
Oh,
I'd let her be my drill sergeant. Make me
I
get
don't
my
think
knees
she
and
could
choke
yell.
me.
Could you imagine her? Okay, for the people that don't know, the anime character believe it's based off of is the main character from Violet Evergarden or Saber, one of the two.
Yeah, it looks like them.
Anyways, it's a classic blonde-haired anime girl.
It's like the stereotype of America in anime.
Yes,
Like that
blonde hair,
kinda
blue
look.
eyes.
Yeah. Speaks fluent Japanese, even though they're from America.
The only thing I don't like is they didn't get the proportions right.
Wow.
They really wanted to recruit a bunch of weebs. They should have
They
implemented the higher proportions.
I mean, the head is too small for the body.
She looks more. Okay, yeah, her head is too big. Everything else.
You mean too small?
I mean, in all actuality, this is pretty good art.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, her head's too big. Her head is ginormous.
I don't know. I think it's too small.
It's anime head.
I mean, it's an anime head. If it was like realistic, like the body looks realistic, the head looks.
I think it's the biggest thing. It looks out of place.
It's funny though.
I like it. It's
Anyways, moving on.
Like I said, I'd let her be my drill sergeant.
What do we have next to talk about?
You're learning how
Nothing.
to be funny?
I'm not learning how to be funny. I'm always hilarious. Like right now.
All right.
Comedy gold. The audience, there's no button for the laugh track.
Yeah,
if-
you got that privilege taken away from
Yeah.
you. Because last time you were just playing that for yourself
Yes.
after everything.
I was just like, so about Twitter, it's toxic, and then just everyone died laughing.
Yeah.
I mean, I would unmute the soundboard if I knew you're gonna use it properly.
I was using it properly.
You
Please
spammed
don't.
it right at the beginning of the
I
recording.
only pressed it once.
Do you
and it was-
promise not to use it improperly?
I don't know what improperly means, but yes.
There goes your privileges.
I'll trust you. A little bit.
So you want me to do this?
No.
Oh, I guess not.
So how do you feel about your decisions, Boom?
I regret everything.
All right.
Well, you had some things to talk about. You watched some things. Did you finish Arcane?
Yeah.
Nice. What did you think of the ending? Have you seen Arcane Pyro?
No, I don't watch Netflix.
It's a good show.
No, I don't watch Netflix. I'm vehemently against Netflix.
I
Yeah,
thought
I watched it for Arcane and JoJo.
No.
I used it to watch Castlevania.
Oh, nice.
But anyways, I thought Arcane was a really good show, and I liked the ending. I'm disappointed that it ended there. I wanted to continue.
Yeah, the ending is insane. It's just like them being like, we're gonna do peace stuff and make everything okay, and then she's like, nope.
I'm gonna fire a rocket right at them. That was great. Like
That was just so amazing.
that was, I don't know.
I think it's funny that no one's done that yet. Like,
Right?
There's no random just like street scum that's just like, I found a rocket. These guys suck. That seems like something Terry would do.
That's just America.
That's something Terry would do.
Well, I guess in the lore of Arcane is like they're just developing like
Yeah.
that type of technology, so they don't really have rockets
Makes
and stuff
sense,
like
yeah.
that. So although they have
And she-
hoverboards,
She like developed it. Yeah, hoverboards is a thing. It's like in Back to the Future.
yeah.
You know, quick question.
Yeah.
What if we strapped a mage to a rocket-propelled jet? Is that a missile if she shoots magic missile?
In what
Yes.
system?
And in general,
Yes and no.
how not?
Well, depending on what system it's in.
I mean, it's like the Stuka bombers, you know? You put the people in the bombs and you drop them, they control where it lands. Except for the mage has no control whatsoever where they're going. All they get to do is shoot magic missile until they crash and their body is...
I mean, myself personally, I have yeeted multiple magic users. in
yeah, I'm
RPG
one of them.
games. Yeah. Your flesh was only slightly scarred.
Not slightly as burnt to a crisp.
We healed you. It was fine.
No, you didn't. I was not healed. I suffered burns the rest of the time.
Somebody healed you. The
No.
healer healed you.
No one healed me. I healed naturally.
That's not my problem. I was the one that just yeeted you.
I was thrown into a beam of light after you guys watched books disintegrate.
Oh yeah.
But you're
that-
stronger than a book. You said so yourself.
I survived, I guess.
Yeah, it's
I was
fine.
heavily burnt.
Yeah, so
And I proceeded to knock another character, well, two other characters into a void on accident.
yeah, that was funny.
So, anyways, I recently watched Back to the Future for the first time.
Huh.
Nice.
All three of them.
What did you think?
I thought they were good, and now I can say that Steins Gate is way, way, way better of a time travel thing.
Because
Yeah, because Steins Gate or Back to the Future is just a comedy.
Back to the Future is not just a comedy. It's got stuff going on.
You don't watch very many comedies, do you?
Back to the Future isn't a comedy. It's like a adventure. Like
I don't like the version
It's
of
an
time travel.
adventure comedy.
it's not. I mean, it's funny, but it's not like mainly comedy. I mean, it's like saying Steins Gate's a comedy. It kind of is at the first half.
Did we watch the same Back to the Future?
Yeah, I mean it's funny, but it's not like super funny.
Yeah,
There's
but
like
it's
some
like,
good one-liners, but
I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of good
It's more of an
one-liners.
adventure thing because the whole
Yeah.
thing is like
It's an adventure comedy.
yeah. I mean it's partially comedy, but I think it's more of an adventure
I
than a
wouldn't
comedy.
call it comedy because it doesn't feel like it focuses on comedy.
Yeah,
it does.
focuses-
It's an
got a
adventure
plot.
comedy. Did you not know movies can have multiple categories?
I know that. I'm just saying it doesn't feel like they focused on the comedy.
They didn't, but the cast and crew are not serious at all.
That doesn't mean that doesn't make it
They're
comedy.
pretty serious.
I mean, in some scenes, but like, I don't know.
Okay, there is it has that like old style weird like the Biff gets like thrown into a dumpster
Yeah.
a truck of manure like every thing.
That happened
The
one
first
time.
it happened
No, it
once.
happened in all three.
Oh,
I don't
right.
think it happened in the third one.
I
Happened
was
in the
talking
third
about the first
Did it?
movie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, the main bad guy wasn't Biff, but yeah, the one guy does get
Oh.
thrown into the manure.
I thought Biff was also third because that's one where it's
It's the Western one. and
Oh.
It's not Biff, it's a different guy.
Watchby is a relative of Biff though.
I think it
It
is a
could
relative.
be.
I think that's the joke, because like
Yeah.
Biff is always just the main
Yeah.
person to their family.
Biff is such an awful character. Oh my
Biff
goodness.
is.
He's just like, it's like, how do we make this character the most
I'm
unlikable
gonna
possible?
flirt with your
It's
mom
like,
in front of you.
yeah, it's like I'm gonna like flirt with your mom in front of you, and then and then she's not gonna like it, so I'm just gonna go straight into rape, and it's like, okay,
And then I'm gonna beat up your
Good-
dad.
good old PG movies.
Gotta love him.
I mean, you kind of have to feel bad just a tiny bit for Biff
No.
at the end of the first movie, though, because like he goes from being at least
Yeah.
like a somewhat successful person to being lower than what his dad was.
I feel like he
Yeah.
got his just desserts.
You think?
I think so.
Like,
yeah,
he was a
still
pretty awful
screwing-
teenager, but who's not an awful
He
teenager?
still was screwing people over.
I would say if
though,
he had
as
learned
an
from
adult.
it,
Yeah.
that'd been one thing. But the fact that his entire family was still
Yeah.
douchebaggy.
In
Yeah,
the
I
second
guess.
one, he like finds the like whole sports book thing and
Yeah.
then like bets on all the sports games. So like he's still like a jerk and he's just like I'm gonna
And his
money.
son, the old metal plate in the back of his head. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But no, like if he had learned from it, I would have agreed with you, Boom. But he didn't, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna say he
Biff
deserved
is an
it.
awful character. The main character, Marty McFly, is a great character. He's really fun.
He's got his bad moments, like making Biff's life a hell,
He does
which is a bad
have-
thing he did.
he-
But like I said, he deserved it.
He's a great character. He does have the like weird quirks where it's just like, oh, every time someone calls him a coward, he freaks
No
out.
chicken.
Yeah.
I ain't no chicken,
Yeah, ain't no chicken. It's like okay.
but he kind of is though.
Besides for that, he's a cool character.
Yeah.
And Doc is great, but
I think
yeah,
Doc is my favorite character of that whole series.
Doc is really great.
I don't know.
He's fun.
He's fun.
Hey Marty, we gotta go back into the future.
Yeah.
Your kid's doing something.
Great Scott. It's like half of his lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to watch something like that and then be like, yes, Steins Gate is amazing.
Now we gotta watch.
It's time
I
travel.
Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai to see
So
what
well
kind of
done.
time travel that is.
Yes, and Attack on Titan, which is the better time travel anime.
I finished Demon Slayer this week.
Is that a time travel
Nice.
anime?
No.
It could be.
What do you mean the ghost came from the past?
What? Well, yeah. What kind of ghosts just don't exist in time itself?
What? But
I thought it was very, 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 very mediocre.
Yeah.
Yep.
that's how I felt about the first season, which is why I didn't continue.
I'm
past
starting to see what Pyrolus means by it's very, 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 very predictable.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why you're expecting it not to be.
I don't know. I felt like the first season was a lot different than this second season.
It is kind of different, but it's not really. It's pretty much exactly the same.
And it's exactly the same. I don't know. I was very disappointed with it.
Yeah,
I've
I liked
noticed
it.
most popular anime is just very predictable, which is why I don't really like a lot of the popular anime.
It's got the characters are great. I like Zenitsu and Inosuke going back and forth. It's awesome. The part
I don't know. I like the character interaction, but like the whole story just was. I don't know. It just seemed bored.
it's
I was
just a
bored.
big fight scene, pretty much.
Yeah, which usually I love.
Yeah.
But the problem is it was a fight scene, and then the main character would get hurt, whine for a little while, try to fight again, get hurt again, whine for a little more, and then that was just rinse and repeat. And then he'd beat himself up. Like the second to last episode, he beat himself up because, oh no, I wasn't paying attention enough, and now everybody's dead. I'm just like, stop complaining.
The only characters I really learned about were Tangerine, Nepuru, and the old man. And I didn't really care about those characters.
Tangerine's an amazing character.
I don't think so.
Tangerine's great.
I
I'm talking about Tangerine, not
Yeah.
Tanjiro.
yeah, Tangerine. I don't like him. He's not that great of a character.
Tangerine's what I call Tanjiro in my Explained Badly series.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
he's like a drug addict psychopath.
All right.
Yeah.
What made you think of doing a bridge series for basically Demon Slayer?
You know those things that are like explaining something in like the worst possible way?
Yeah.
Where you're just like, this is like this, and it's like it sounds ridiculous. That was basically what it was.
Okay.
And it kind of turned into more of an abridged than that. But,
So you basically saw a weird Reddit post and you're like, I'm going to make this into a video series.
kind of, not really. It was just kind of came to me. I don't remember why I thought of it.
It was his first
Okay.
epiphany from God. It will not be his last.
I don't know. And
Go, baby
it's my
Moses.
most popular video, so I just kept
It is.
making them.
I enjoy them. I mean, I think I need to catch up on the next.
Nice. They got
Episodes?
significantly better after 4.
Did they?
I listened to 4 and then I listened to 5 because I made between 4 and 5 was like 6 month span, and I'm like, wow, I sound way better on the microphone. Oh my goodness, I sound so awful in the first 4.
Do you know microphones kind of need like a break-in period?
Did it?
It's where you just beat them up.
Mostly
and
it was
slam against the
just
wall.
me acting. My
Yeah.
acting got better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun to make. The
That's
latest one was super easy to make because it just wrote itself. The things that happen in I'm up to the part where they're going into the spider infested woods.
Oh yeah.
And the things that happen in there, it's like, oh my goodness, this is just writing itself.
Wait a minute, you just make ghost stories.
The
but for
one-
Tangerine.
The one character that's got like the spider webs on him,
Yeah.
and he's just like, please kill me, all my like internal organs are being pierced, and Tandra's just like, no, and then they just throw them in the trees and string them up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this guy's just suffering. And then the demon just snaps their necks, and it's like that guy's just like, thank you.
Yeah. That was such
Like,
okay.
why would you do that? That's so awful.
I think that's why I liked the first season of Demon Slayer so much, is they emphasized like each demon, and they were going through the
Yeah.
demons pretty quickly. But then the Mugen Train arc, and then the Entertainment District arc, I don't know, it felt so slow, yet they were going super speed at the same time.
They could definitely have like more demons. I think part of it is like the interestingness of the demons' abilities.
Yeah.
And I don't think the demons in the Entertainment District arc were that interesting.
They weren't. I mean, the
Like-
one I liked the most was the Scythe brother.
Yeah. Like the girl was like, oh, she might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then she turns out to be like, her whole thing was like, she's like with the highest rank person of this like area or
Yeah.
whatever, and it's like, oh, she's probably cool, and she's not cool at all. And then her brother comes out, and he was actually pretty cool. Their backstory was fine, but their like abilities and stuff weren't the most interesting.
Yeah. I think I figured out why I didn't like the season so much. And talking about the girl, the sister explained it so much. Every single character cries so much
Yeah.
in season 2, and in also the Mugen Train arc.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty.
At least in the
normal, like,
Mugen Train arc, they had like
shonen stuff.
a reason to cry.
Yeah.
But in season 2, it seemed like they'd cry over the simplest of things.
That's why I'd beat up my brother.
Yeah.
I don't know, like.
I don't know why I
There's
disagreed
There's
with
a
that.
lot of the Tanjiro like internal monologue thing of just like, oh no, this is going wrong and I have to fix it and I need to do better, which is just classic shonen. Like,
Yeah, I get that. That's
improvement
classic shonen, but I don't know. What was the other show I was watching where people were crying a bunch? I'm trying to think of it. There's another show that I was watching where everybody seemed to be crying like every other minute. I'm just like, this is annoying.
You know what's funny is Zenitsu barely cries in the second season.
Yeah.
because he's asleep the whole
Yes.
time, and he's the coolest.
He is the
character
coolest character.
until the very end where he wakes up and he's like, "What happened?"
That made sense though, because like all of his bones and his legs were shattered,
Yeah.
and he's just like, I don't think I have legs anymore. I can't look at my legs.
man.
My spleens have become my kneecaps.
Yeah, I don't
His
know.
Godspeed final attack was like that was
Yeah,
really well
that
animated.
was cool.
I like that.
The animation of this season was insane. Like the fighting
Yeah.
at the end was just like, there's so much I can't even comprehend.
I think
So,
that's one reason why I liked it
yeah.
so much is it was animation. Everything else, if it wasn't for the animation, I probably would have maybe skipped it.
Yeah, I would say it would be much worse with like bad animation and stuff because the plot and characters are good. I don't think it does a few things really, really well, but for the most part, it just does everything like solidly, which is fine. I mean, it's like a good, just general audience. Like Marvel movies need to exist. There's
Yeah,
gonna be
exactly.
the crowd pleaser.
It's like Shonen need to
things-
exist as
yeah.
well. But I would also, if the first season was badly animated, and had the same story where it seemed like they're crying all the time,
Yeah.
I probably never would have started Demon Slayer, and I probably just would have watched a different anime.
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna cry. I knew it.
The crying, I don't know. It didn't seem like they were crying that much in it. But I get like the
I like
half
how
of the
you're-
show is just Tanjiro getting the crap beaten out of him and then being like, I can still fight.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got the
just-
Rocky thing going on. Just like, put me back in the ring. I can still fight. And
Yeah, I get
Dude.
that. I get that, but it's just like
you're like dying.
I get. Okay, I did like the final scene with the main Demon Slayer guy, where he was like, "Finally, we
Yeah.
killed a upper rank moon." That
Oh
kind
my
of explained
goodness.
the whole series a little bit, like the
Yeah.
whole second season a little bit more. Why it felt like all they did was fight the demon, because
Yeah.
it was such a hard thing to do. I just kind of wish they would have done something slightly different with it. If they would have made maybe Tanjiro less whiny, maybe a
Yeah.
little bit more where he like was able to stand up for himself more. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe season 3 will explain why it just seemed like he
it
just
could have
gave up.
been. I feel like it's. Did you watched it like weekly, right? Like,
Yeah.
kind of. I think that it would be better not watching it weekly because it felt like the last 4 episodes or whatever were just like cliffhanger, everyone dies.
Yeah. Yep.
Next episode, cliffhanger, everyone dies. Which part of the reason I like the show is because watching it, it felt like each episode was 10 minutes long.
It did.
Like
I did
by
like
the time
that.
I got to the end, it's like, oh my goodness, it's over already.
Right.
Which is always a great thing for a show. It's awful when you're like, when is this gonna end?
Yeah.
But they all felt really fast. Like by the time it was over, it was like, dang, I want to see more. I feel like it might be better binging it because I binged the first season, and I feel like the first season would be a lot more boring if it was episode weekly because there's a lot of episodes where it's like nothing happens. He cuts a boulder in half.
That is true. I think you're right about that.
Also, I realized like Demon Slayer is really good, and I really liked it the first time I watched it. Rewatching it, it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
And then watching it, I'm watching it again for Demon Slayer Explained Badly, basically. I just like go through every single
Yeah.
thing over again. And so that's been more fun. And I've been, like, a lot of the dialogue and stuff is really funny. Inosuke is funnier than I remember him being. There's like him fighting Tanjiro, and then like 2 minutes later they're fighting the people being controlled by the spider webs, and he's
Yeah.
like, don't they know it's taboo for us to like demon slayers to fight each other? What the heck? It's like, yeah, you're great. But
Okay, I guess I can see your point, and I do agree with you. Maybe I should watch it.
I feel like it would be much better not weekly.
Yeah.
It is fun to watch weekly, but some shows it seems like it's more fun to watch weekly because everyone, like The Mandalorian,
Yeah.
because it had its own like specific arc thing, and everyone was just like hanging on each episode, which was
Yeah,
its own
yep.
contained story, and it was just like, this was a great episode, and then the next episode was even better, and this one was worse, but it was still fun or whatever. And there's just all the community. But when it's just like everyone dies, and then cliffhanger, and then it's like everyone dies again,
Right.
like there wasn't any like, there was so many big moments that it felt like there wasn't a big moment.
Yep.
Because it was just like every single thing bad happened. And I did like, spoiler warning, I did like that they didn't kill Uzui, the Hashira guy, but I like that they took him out, like he retired, because I don't want them to do the thing where they just go, okay, we're gonna have each arc about a different Hashira, which is kind of what they're doing,
And they're all gonna die.
and they're all gonna die at the end.
That's
Yeah,
kind of what I was expecting as well.
so having him like not die but still kind of not be in the story is
Yeah.
interesting, instead of just like, we're gonna have Rengoku die, and then we're gonna have Uzui die, and then we're gonna go to the Love Hashira or whatever, and she's gonna go die or whatever. So having,
Is it gonna be about the Love Hashira, or is it gonna be about that other snake guy?
I think from the concept art, it's gonna be the Love Hashira and another character. I don't remember if he was a Hashira or not.
Okay.
But the snake guy was amazing. Him just walking up and them being like, we finally killed an upper 6 demon. And he's just like, yeah, whatever. It was like kind of
pretty
lame. He was just like cringe.
Yeah.
It's like he took this much damage. It was pretty great.
You know what I want to see in an anime that probably never will happen?
What?
I want it like episode 7, main character die, the anime just stops.
What?
Like something so unpredictable, like the character is fighting and he's doing well, but then he like dies,
The problem with that
and
is,
it stops because the main character's dead. Therefore, the story doesn't continue.
the problem with that is it becomes the whole thing of being subverting your expectations for the
Yeah.
point of subverting your expectations, and just the story sucks.
I don't know. I would have to disagree with that. I feel like there's a lot of stories that, like Red versus Blue, they did it more of a season ending, but when Church died, I thought that was really good because he was the main character and he died.
I've definitely seen stories where the main character dies, but it's always for a reason that like pushes the story forward.
I kind of have to argue with you that Church was the main character.
I think he was the main character.
I don't think he was the main character. I think he was one of the more fleshed out characters in the whole group of Red versus Blue the first couple of seasons.
No, I think he was the main character because everything was based around him until he died. Then it was based around Tucker.
I guess you can argue that a little bit, but I don't know.
Because he was like the most fleshed out. He actually got backstory. He actually had a circle moment. Then he died. And the show actually wasn't planning on continuing because he died.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I'm interested in Demon Slayer. I heard the ending's not like super great.
Yeah.
And then just, I don't know, it's gonna keep going with its arcs. We're gonna keep seeing the characters getting more powerful and all that.
It's one of those I'll watch, but my expectations and my hope for it has definitely lowered since the second season. I think I was expecting more from the second season, considering the movie and the ending of the first season were pretty hype.
Yeah, the movie was really good.
Yeah, but like,
I think it's also weird that like the first season was 24 episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
This season was 11.
mm-hmm.
So it definitely didn't have as much to like go on. I think it's smart that they did 11 episodes because right now Demon Slayer is super hype. So instead of being like Attack on Titan, be like 5 years we'll make another season.
Right.
They went straight into finishing it.
Yep.
Plus the manga's already finished, so they can just get through it. And
They can just push them out, make a
Whatever
bunch
their
of
pace
money,
is, yeah.
and then go from there. Yeah.
I was waiting for season 2 of
and it's making a bunch of
Tiny
Yeah.
Evil.
What?
I was waiting for season 2 of Tiny the Evil to come out.
I haven't heard anything about it yet. I know it's been
being
announced,
released.
but yeah.
Now wait for it. Then season 5 of High School DxD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
nice.
I guess one last thing I have to talk about and is I finished Kaiju number 8, the
Nice.
manga. So it was really good. I'm waiting for volume 2 to come out, and I know a lot of the single issues have come out. So I don't, if people like, I guess, collect those or pirate it. I know the pirates have it.
I like how you looked at
translated.
me when you said that.
Well, because you're the only one that pirates it that I know of.
That's true.
Oh,
But anyways-
it's still getting like translated to English.
Yeah.
because it looks like there's like 5 volumes out, but
Yeah, but volume 2 is coming
started
out in April.
2020. Wow, yeah.
Anyways, it's really cool. It's kind of a mixture of shonen action in a way, but instead of having like a young, youthful character, this guy's like 31 years old, basically a loser, and in the world they're fighting kaiju, right? It's very much like Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
So you guys ever watch those movies?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I know
Okay,
what you're talking
but you know, like where they're fighting kaiju, but they make the giant monsters.
Yeah.
In this, Japan makes a special task force with basically these like super power suits that are designed to enhance the people's abilities to fight the kaiju. So like the kaiju can actually die with like these advanced weapons and stuff that they have.
Cool.
But the guy is a part of the cleaning crew to clean the kaiju. So kind of like in the movie where the one guy, what's his name? The big millionaire guy that like tries to clean up the kaiju and like sell the parts on the market and stuff. In this series, they clean up the kaiju and then they use that to produce more stuff for anti kaiju task force.
So the main character is part of the cleanup crew.
Part of the cleanup crew because he tried going for the anti-kaiju task force
Yeah.
with a childhood friend of his, but she ended up getting in and she's like number 1, like the
Oh,
best like kaiju killer ever, and he's just like an average kaiju like massacre scene like cleanup
That's
crew.
great.
Classic childhood friend plot.
Right,
Childhood
like,
friend's better than me and I suck.
so anyways, like this new guy comes onto his team and they're both cleaning out like the worst, most disgusting part of like the kaiju, which is the intestine system, the digestive system.
Yeah.
And another kaiju attacks them. And what happens is they run away, and then the task force ends up killing the kaiju. Like, there's a big scene where they're running away, trying to help take care of civilians at the same time. So, like, you can tell that they're good people.
Mm-hmm.
And they both get severely hurt, and they end up in the hospital. This is all, like, chapter 1 and 2. They get in the hospital, and what happens is the guy gets infected. For some reason, this flying small kaiju bug finds him in the hospital, says, "There you are," and then, like, shoves itself in his mouth and turns him into a human kaiju.
I know what happened. God was like, "See that one down there, little bug? That's the main character of the story. Go get him."
Basically how that happened.
So
It is
he's
weird.
Aaron Yeager.
Yeah.
There you are.
So he turns into this kaiju human creature. He's like size of a human, but is like kaiju form, monster form. Anyways, he runs out of the hospital because he's freaking out.
Yeah.
And at that moment, basically in this world, kaiju attack almost every night.
Oh, damn.
So like there are all forms of kaiju. Like kaiju as tall as a car, kaiju that's like tall as a skyscraper, different forms of kaiju. So they have to take on different types of kaiju. Anyways, he's running and the kaiju goes to attack him because apparently in his kaiju form, they're attracted to him a little bit.
Nice.
So in kaiju form, is he like super big, or is he like the same?
No, he's the size of a human.
Okay.
But he has super strength, super speed, stuff like that. Like he's enhanced, and for some reason he pees out his nipples. Like that's the first thing. He's running. He's running. He's like, I gotta get away. I gotta go get away from the kaiju because the kaiju are chasing him.
Yeah.
He's like, crap. I gotta take a leak. My body's like, because he's just transformed, but he's like, this body ain't like let me hold it or anything, and he just starts peeing out his nipples.
That's a weird way of lactation.
And the guy that's following him, his new partner, is just like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I don't know, but I can never get married like this.
I'm lactating. Help me.
He says, I can never become a bride like this. And the guy's just like, what do you mean you're a dude?
Oh my goodness, that sounds terrifying.
The humor in this is pretty cool.
Do all the kaiju pee out of
I don't know, but he pees out his nipples
Oh my
apparently in kaiju form. So.
Watch that just be like every kaiju has a special quirk, and that's his.
That's his.
One guy is
That'd be
like,
great.
I can shoot laser eyes, and he's like, yeah.
Do you guys know about the Scary Movie series? Like where they do the parodies of the scary movies?
No, but okay.
So in Scary Movie 4, there's these aliens that come to Earth, and the president is like, for some reason, sucking on one of the aliens' finger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like another alien talking to one other human is like, yeah, no, we actually pee out of these instead. And like urine proceeds to come out of the finger, and the president like looks at the finger he's sucking, is like, what? I forget why he was sucking the finger. It was funny.
I don't know. It's a scary movie. It's like, what the hell is the sense of it anyway?
Well, it's like how the killer, the one lady used they're trapped between the door, right? One of the main lady characters like put the knife underneath to try to look for the killer. Well, the killer did the same exact thing, but got like right between her skirt and was peeking on her.
Jeez. That's anyways,
Only
so
from a Charlie Sheen movie.
that's like the first 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Is where he turns into this kaiju, and then that's it. So I don't want
Nice.
to spoil anymore, but
Sounds a bit like Parasite.
it is kind of like
I
Parasite,
need
but
to
it's
watch
more
Parasite.
comedic filled.
Dang.
I watched the first 3 episodes with my brother the other day.
Nice.
Parasite's really good. I
It is.
watched it.
I've heard it's really good. I need to watch it.
I like it so far.
It's a really good story. It goes quick at times. It goes real fast, and then it kind of slows down,
Yeah.
and then but it's really good.
But yeah, that was interesting. Thinking about like the main character is like the cleanup crew person.
Yeah.
And then the side character basically becomes the important person. It reminds me of like Re:Zero. They do it so well where the main character is like not the main character.
yep.
Like because what's that?
No one would
The one-
expect Puck to
the
be the
one
main character after.
red-haired guy that's like the
Oh,
hero.
yeah, the knight.
Like he's totally the main character. He's like, I got or he didn't get isekai'd, but it's like, I got this sword. I've got all these powers and whatever. And then Subaru just being like completely worthless. It's pretty great. I like
This series is
like
really
that.
good at that, and that's one reason I like it so much. Is one, he has this immense power, But the problem is as soon as he transforms into it, the Kaiju Task Force wants to kill him.
Yeah.
So, like,
Makes
he can't really do that, but he wants to rejoin the task force. So he actually goes through an enlistment program to try to rejoin. He's trying to hide the fact that he's like he can turn into a kaiju.
That's cool.
But like he meets this other girl that like all she did throughout her whole childhood was train to kill kaiju. So like she is way better than him. Like everybody is better than him. Even in like the physical part, he's like dead last.
Wow.
I feel like I relate too much to this guy.
Like he is nobody's nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for making it better.
But it's cool because it's different than where like you start out in the manga or you start out in the anime. And yeah, the main character might be a loser at first, but then as soon as something special happens to him, boom, he becomes the center of attention right away. This so far, it's like he's throughout the first part of the first volume, he's like basically a nobody, and like nobody really pays attention to him.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Nice.
I mean, that's about it for me.
Yeah.
Every time you said kaiju cleanup, I just thought of someone taking a giant scrub brush and cleaning Godzilla. Like, here you go, buddy.
I don't think Godzilla would allow him to clean him.
I don't know. If he got pretty dirty, I think
That'd
he
be
might.
great. We just
Maybe.
like polish Godzilla. He's like, here's
I
your
guess
good
a
boy. Now
cheapy
go in
version of
there
Godzilla.
and get him.
Yeah.
Godzilla's like, rawr.
And he goes and tramples Japan.
Bah.
It's like his handler's American. So he comes back. So she's like, oh, your good boy gonna get scrubbed. Okay, go attack him again.
They're just like, there's another monster coming. You gotta go wreck the city to defeat it.
You gotta specifically
sounds
wreck this city in order to
This
defeat
city.
that monster. You do the most damage. Don't let the other monsters show you up.
They're like, oh no, this tiny monster humanoid thing. And Godzilla just walks in, picks up a building and drops it on. It's like, you killed thousands of people from that building, but hey, the monster's dead.
Kills the monster,
All
proceeds
right.
to destroy the city and leave.
You guys are taking this joke way too far now. It's not even funny anymore.
That's
Alright.
funny to us.
It's funny to you, but
Oops, wrong one. There we go.
I think it's time to end it before we start rambling too much. So, Pyrolist, you want to...
All right,
it for
we
us?
have been Baka-Talk. You can find us on YouTube at Baka-Talk Studios, the best BTS around. And that you can find me at Pyrolist2. The Twitter is TalkBaka, or you can email us at askbakatalk.com. On that, I got my co-host Boom over here. Boom, do you want to say anything?
It's askbaka.talk at gmail.com.
That's what I said.
The
Did you
email.
say the Twitter?
You didn't say Gmail.
I said Twitter. Yeah, TalkBaka at Twitter.
That's, yeah, okay.
Yep.
I don't know, you're going so fast, I was having a hard time keeping up.
That's fine.
For me, seeing that I'm ruining this, yeah, you can find me at SirBoom9 on Twitter. And yeah, that's about it.
He's an amazing person. Love his face.
I'm a horrible person. What are you talking about?
What?
Wheeze, where can they find you?
Hello. You know
Um,
what? You lose
I lost
permissions
privileges.
again.
I'm Louise. You can find me in KBW Author on most social media platforms. Mostly Twitter is what I use. And you can check out my YouTube channel through the Twitter. Or you can search KBW Anime and I'll show up.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel is called KBW. That's all I have for right now, but more in the future.
He is best known as KBW Wrestling.
No, I'm not KBW Wrestling. I'm the other one. That's just KBW. I have an anime character profile picture with a lightsaber.
He's KBW Wrestling. Don't let him fool you.
Yes, I do wrestle.
You
with
want
a
me just to
lightsaber.
like cut out that whole joke about the wrestling part?
I don't care.
Just to spite Pyrolist.
That
I
would
really
be
just
a-
want to spite
that'd
Pyrolist.
be
Why do you
great
want to
idea.
spite me?
I don't know.
leave-
I feel vindictive.
I am the
right
reason
now.
you have.
You should leave
had
this in, but like
floats.
awkwardly cut out, like without like just make it silent in the points where
Yes.
it says wrestling.
I'm the reason you had a float earlier.
and then we can make this.
That has
like,
nothing to do with the
joke going.
podcast.
What do you mean? Before Float Boom was sad. After Float Boom wasn't that sad.
Before Float Boom didn't have Taco Bell yet. After
Yeah.
Float Boom had Taco Bell.
See,
Exactly.
happy
So-
boom is also the boom trolley boom. The happier you are, the more trolly you'll be.
That is actually a good point.
What about instead you, because of this, you just spite Wheeze instead?
I could just spite both of you and just not release the episode at all.
That'd spite you more than anything.
It would
Yeah,
spite
that's
me
true.
more than anything. But I could record my own episode.
That's what you should do. You should
You
just
should.
edit this episode, then never release
Just
it.
have it where it's like talking to myself.
Yeah, you should take all your recordings from this and then like sit in my seat and then listen to whenever I say something, and
Yes.
then like voice match me kinda, but say whatever you want to
Yes.
say.
So it's just me
You just dub
talking
over-
to myself.
Yes, dub over all of them.
Kind of like where I can just say, hi, boom.
You muted yourself.
Bam.
Let me try that again. Hi, boom. Hello. There.
Exactly. It'll be just like that.
How do you feel about this, Boom?
If you touch me, I will shoot you.
You're supposed to use
I-
the button.
Maybe for like our 100th podcast special, we will have Boom just edit himself talking to himself.
Well, I mean,
Like,
we just
kinda
left
like-
it
For 2 hours
background.
straight.
Yes, when someone like does like a song and then they have to do like the other vocals in the song,
Yeah.
you know, because they like
Yeah.
overlap each other. It'd be like that. So you just sit and you like talk and like ask questions or whatever. Then you sit in the other seat and you have to like time yourself and talk back to yourself, and then do it 3 ways. It'd be amazing.
And have one guy in the back and be like, no, that's not right. Like trying to cut over you two.
Man,
That
that
would be
sounds
good.
like too much work.
I know it sounds like so much work, but I want you to do it. It would be amazing.
I might do like a 10-minute clip of that.
I just imagine you like arguing with yourself, just be like, "This is what Evangelion means," and the other you is just like, "No," like over top of what you're saying, and then
And
just
Alan back out, actually, it's an allegory for depression. How harems make everything better.
they're like, "No, it's about robots, you idiot."
All right, Pyro, let's end this episode before I fall asleep.
All right, we're ending this episode that way Boom doesn't fall asleep on us because he's in control of everything. So if he falls asleep, we're kind of SOL, and it'll become a 4-hour podcast.
I
of
didn't
me and
sleep
Reese just
much,
talking
and I've
to
got
you.
energy.
Yeah. Anyway,
I had
what
to
do you-
fix that. Thank you very
You
much.
literally had like 12 hours of sleep. You told me you fell asleep at 5 and woke up at like 2 in the afternoon.
No, I woke up at like 1.
Yeah, you got enough sleep.
5 plus 5 is 10. Oh my.
Yeah, you got enough sleep.
Wait, 6, 7, 8. I can't count.
Anyways, we're gonna end this episode now.
How are you alive?
Love you guys. Have a good day. You have my heart. Jam meow.
Jam meow.
See you all later.
Back just cracked you 5
Where's the done button?
This one.